Hi everyone, it's Desiree, and we are going to jump right in. We are going to focus on page one, day one, and that's what I'm going to call them. I'm calling them days because I'm not quite sure where these are going to fall within the pages. But we're going to start with set one. Let's do that. All right, so we have these pieces here, and we're just going to layer them up. Now again, I've printed these on a more heavier weight printer paper, which is a text copy paper. That's about 65, 80 pounds, right around there. Okay, and I'm gonna make sure that these are set in the correct position, but what I also want to do is I'm going to put them in my scoreboard, and I'm going to score along these lines because I do want these lines set. Take that slowly, and I'm going to do that with this one as well. And again, you can just fold them, you know, whatever it is you're looking to do there. Now, this one here I know goes over, and I'm fine with that. I just want to make sure that I have it where I need that line to be. So I'm just going to bring this in. Move this down, have that up on the edge, and just put a crease there so that I can see it. I'm going to move this and flip that because again, I just want to make sure I keep these all in the same spot. And then it looks like this is 3/8. And we're just going to slowly go down there so I don't go out of the track. And I think right now we can move that. Okay, so we are now going to glue our pieces together, and I'm going to start with this one. Now, one of the things that you always want to remember when you're gluing and you've got score lines going on, you want to make sure that your cardstock or the paper that you're working with has dried. So we're going to get this one together first. And you can see I'm putting very thin amount of glue. Now you can use whatever glue is your preference. I like to believe that glue is a personal choice. Going to wiggle, and if I have to trim, I'm going to trim the edges like I am on this side, and I cannot find my scissors. I have found the scissors, and I'm just going to trim up this piece just to get rid of that. There we go. All right, so that's going to sit like that. And then the folds are sitting together. But again, I don't want to bend them yet. I'm going to take this piece and flip them because I want this lined up with the score line as well. Not going over the score line, but I also want to make sure that this is within the score line as well. So I know that if I follow this carefully, I'm away from that score line. And it's a little bit off, but that's, again, we're okay with that. So to fix that, I'm going to add a strip of those other pages that we have. And that's the beauty. Again, we can add our own collaging. So I'm going to add glue to this one. And again, you just need a very small amount of glue. You never have to go too heavy. We're going to make sure that this is lined up on that edge, and we'll press down. I do like to come in, while I like to score with one of these, with a stylus. I think it's a better fit. I do like to come in with my paper creaser and push down. A brayer works awesome as well. It flattens out that glue. And we have that now set in place. Now we're going to focus on that strip. And so those papers that I had shown before in the first video, I have some here. And I'm just going to trim. Bring in my trimmer. Just a piece. So I'm going to line it up along the bottom and then just move it over and slice down. So I have those papers off to the side as well. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to go over this one. This is on copy paper. And I'm just going to slightly go over, and I'm going to put that down there. And I'm actually going to put the glue on our side here. I am not worried about this side because that's what's going to be attached to our excuse me, our hinge page. And we're just going to set this down. And press. And we're going to put that down. Now you're noticing the vintage photo has not come in yet, but it will. It will come in. You can ink your pages as you go, or ink your pieces as you go. I'm going to trim off that extra, but I'm going to keep that. That is totally your choice. Once I know that this is dry, then we're going to do our creases. Okay, so that's what our front and back looks like. So I'm going to just set that aside, continue to dry. I want to work on this piece here, and again I'm going to pull in my scoring tool, and I'm going to line this up on one of the lines, and we're going to score this. Just give me a better fold, easier to fold, because I fold crooked, which is okay. Totally okay. And then I'll line this up and then do the same thing here and come down. And we're going to put this in and we're going to crease down that one as well. And again, I'm just lining this up with the opening and coming down with that. I'm going to turn this again. Again, line up that edge. And then I'm going to score along here. Again, always take your time scoring. When I go fast, I just go right out of the track, and you don't want to do that. And I apologize if any phones go off or anything like that. So I'm just going to pull that over to the edge, and I'm going to crease it. And then I'm going to keep all these pieces together because we want to make sure that they do line up. So shifting it, now the time is to do that. So we have that. And then I'm going to open her back up, and I'm going to fold these over here. And if I have any white showing, I'm good with it because that's when the inking will come in. And then we have these. Now, we can do a couple of things with this piece. We can just take this and fold this up and put it on to one of our pages here, just like that. That would look great. We can take this here, have that fold over like that, and what I would do is use one of these sheets to line that so that we can collage. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to have this piece come out. I want that to be tucked in, and I'm actually going to take this. I don't want that tucked in, actually. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm going to just trim this side just a little bit with my scissors. We're talking a hair. And we're going to pull that off so that when this comes up like that, that is going to be able to lay flat. Okay, so that's why I'm doing that. Okay, so that it can just have that little bit of give, so that when this sits in there, because this is now going to come out as a flip. At least that's what I'm going to do with that. I should have, and which we can. So I should have put it between these two pages. Yay me. And that's okay, because now we're going to glue our pocket together. So I just want to glue on this edge, and I'm going to glue along this bottom. And we're going to close that up. All right, and then we're going to close this up here. And we're just going to put glue on this tab. Again, a little bit of glue. And we're going to close that up there. All right, so now we basically have a pocket up here and now a pocket here. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue this right in here. And I'm going to pull it away just a little bit, because I want this to be able to flip. If I take this right up to that edge, it may not flip well. So we're going to take just a little bit of glue, and you want to make sure that you go out to your three edges. And I'm going to add this, and I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. Pull that in just a little bit more. Make sure your top and bottom are even as best as you can. And we'll press down. All right, so we have that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push. All right, and what that does is it helps to flatten it out. Because again, we're putting all these layers in there, and we just want it to lay flat. And you can do that with a straight edge. This can be a ruler. I'm using my paper creaser and all of that. So I'm just holding it down and then pushing. And it'll even itself out. Okay, and then what we also have here, we can now close up that side. And that's what we're going to do, because I want it to be a pocket. I don't want that side to be a tuck. And we're going to close. There we go. All right, now we still haven't creased, excuse me, this side yet. So I'm going to continue to work because I really want this to dry as much as possible. And I think I'm going to do the same thing. Since these are already collaged, I think I'm just going to grab a section and trim it. I know I want to pop a red. And I think I'm going to go with that one. Nope, I'm going to go with that one. So we'll grab our trimmer. We'll trim off the white. I'm going to come in and I'm going to trim out this block completely. Okay. And again, regular copy paper. We don't take it up to the edge. And I think what I'm going to do it was a thought. Oh, and here's a thought. We can put that right over that. I like that. And what we'll create, and I'm going to mat this. So I'm going to mat that right on that. Now the glue that I'm using is a PVA glue. Again, light amounts. And I'm just going to have a very thin border going around that. It's a way to frame it if you don't want to ink around the edges. And I'm just going to come up with my scissors and just cut around it. And do the same thing up here to have approximately the same width. And then I'm going to set this in here. Now here's where the vintage photo will come in. I'm going to come in and I'm going to lower the brightness of that white strip there. So I'm just going to come in and just lightly go over it. And now we're going to set our piece down. So see, you can hardly see that now, but it deadens the white. We're going to put glue here and glue here. And I'm not going to set it right at the corner. I'm just going to leave that little bit of border and we're going to set that down. So now we have that, and we have that, and now we have another pocket here. All right, so now I'm going to look at my scores, and we're going to fold. Let's see where the fold is. Yep, it's not buckling, and that's why you want to make sure that it's dry. You don't want the two papers to buckle. So once the glue is dry, that's what helps that. I'm going to fold that in, and we're going to pull that over and fold that down. And you really want to crease this. So you're going to add a lot of pressure and crease that down. There you go. Okay, so now we have that. Now, I am going to bend this backwards. Again, we're breaking those fibers. We're telling the fibers, this is what I want you to do. So we get to control them. And then we're going to pull this back up again. So now we have a nice fold going on there. Now we're going to do this again. And we're going to use that piece to help guide us. So I have our score line here already established. I'm going to come in. So this one is established here. I'm just going to reinforce it. And I'm going to come over 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to establish a score line here. So we've created now a little tiny gusset. Again, really reinforce those because we're going to be folding these up and having fun with them. So we're going to look at the second one. We're going to get that one folded. And I have my paper just going over that second score line, which is perfect. And we're going to pull this back, and now we're going to bend on the second one. And I'm going to add glue to that second one so that our paper can get into that as well, because we want that little gusset. And I'm just going to add some glue right there. And we're just going to fold it over, because then it's just going to be hidden on our hinge base page. There we go. So, you know, make your paper just a little bit wider if you want. Again, it's paper. And the beauty of a digital is we can print it out multiple times. All right, so that's that one. And I have this one. So that when this comes in, we now have that little bit of gusset that just sits right there. This is what's going to get glued down onto our page. So when it's sitting there, boop, boop, boop. Okay, so that's our base page. Now the beauty of it, we can decorate here because again, since we have that gusset now, just gonna make sure those papers are down. Since we have that, we can put something here, we can put something here, we can put something here, and we can put something here if we would like to. I think I'm going to focus on these 2 pages and just leave that one alone for journaling. Let's see. We have a pocket here, so I think I want to put that one on this side. So I think that's going to go there. And I think I'm actually going to add a journaling spot here. Let's get our pocket down. Okay, and I'm going to get this down. I'm going to put that in the center, or just eyeball it. You could make that a pocket if you want. But what I'm going to do is I am going to grab A Christmas Carol, and I'm going to put that there. Or I'm going to add the Celebrate and this piece here, and we'll make that a tuck. So I'm going to glue this onto the Celebrate. And now I'll go along the bottom of this and then come up the side. And I'm going to place that like that. And I think I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to this one piece as well, because I don't want that to get caught as we're flipping. There we go. Because now that can sit there like that. We can have this sitting there like that. I think she's really pretty. I'm going to use that. I'm only going on the 3 sides of this one, because now we've created yet another pocket. And I'm going to grab one of these strips. I'm going to go across that. Just add a little interest there. And you can see we have all of these goodies. Wonderful goodies. Let's see. We're going to leave that alone. We have that. I'm going to leave that one alone. So this can actually go in there too, but I think I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to put these flat down. You can make anything, a pocket, a tuck, anything that you like, which I think is awesome. But sometimes you got to remember that as you keep doing that, as you keep adding your tucks and your pockets, it's going to expand. So you always just want to keep an eye on that, so that you don't go to, basically you don't do what I do. I do this, I do it all the time. I love a chunky journal. I think it's awesome. But sometimes it can get very carried away. Yes, I know this. Okay, we have that. Now that pretty much is our first piece. Now I have this. So this is something that we can create like a tag. I'm going to set this aside real quick. And let's have fun on our 2 or 3 tags that she gave us. I'm going to put that back in my scoreboard, looking for that center. And I'm going to come from the bottom and come up. And then I'm going to look at this one, and I'm just going to bring that one down just a little bit so I have room to fold. And I'm going to bring that one right there. All right, so let's see how we did. Again, wiggle them together. And then push down. And that, oh my goodness, that's crooked. Whew, yeah, that was me. That was me. That was me. There we go. We'll do it that way. And then we can fold this up. And we have an adorable tag with a pocket. So let's get this glued together. I'm gonna fold that down. And then just put glue on this side and this side. And we're going to fold that up. Now, all of my decorating and embellishments to the tags and everything else, I think I'm going to make that its own separate video at the end. Because otherwise I won't have room. Just saying. And we're just going to look and just trim to make them even. Not too worried about it because you'll see we've got some white there. I'm going to remove some of it. Again, flatten that out. And this is something where you can see some of that white. Oh, it goes away. That's the beauty of vintage photo. Oh, yes. Absolutely. And we'll do that to both sides. Here we go. So we have that one where we can put one of our little pieces there and one of our small tags. And we can even put these if we wanted to, you know, if this is a gift or putting it up somewhere. I'm going to put that going across that because I love the way that Noel looks. The possibilities are just endless when it comes to decorating. All right, so we have that one. And then we also have this one here. Now for this one, I'm going to score this right down here. We'll fold that in half. And we're going to ink along these edges. And I'm just going to keep this like this for right now. I think I know what I'm going to be doing with that. And then we have this one. So we're going to take care of this one as well. And again, just carefully score. We're going to fold that one in half. And I'm going to keep this one like this as well. So again, not fully embellishing everything because I may want to make this one a book. I may want a collage inside of that. But I know I want this one to go in here. And I love how that sticks out. And this one's going to come over here. And we will put this little tag right here. We have something back there, and I'm going to put this right here as well. So that now I have my extra pieces. These are the pieces that I have left from day one, and I'm going to save those. We're just going to keep on piling those up. So now we have this, and again, this is what's on the page. So when this closes, it's going to look like this. And probably when it comes to this, I'm going to put probably an embellishment here. But when we open it, this will be on the page. So we know that this has to be on a right side page. You'll see, because as it keeps on flipping out, you want to be able to do that. Okay, and we have a tuck here and all that. So we'll be able to continue to fill this up. So here we go. I'm going to take my little sticky and just put that on there so that I know that's this one. So that is our first day. Let's move on to the second one. Packet 2. There we go. So we have all of our pieces here, and I've already taken care of those that I was going to score. I have the tag here that's scored, this pocket here that's scored, and then this file folder and all that fun stuff. So basically, this is going to have 3 pockets staggered like that, and then a third pocket that will be down here. All right, and then there is this other, we're going to turn that into, we're going to have this be a flip, and I'm also going to take this and make this an accordion, an accordion style folder. So just let me grab one more thing and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Let's get our pieces together. The first thing that I want to do is work on this mechanism. All right. And what I want to do is I'm going to have this back here. I want this to come off this way. I'm going to pull out that way, and you'll see what I mean. So with that, I'm going to be able to close this up, and we're just going to put a bead of glue right along here, and we're going to do that along the bottom. And we're going to close that. And again, when I'm closing that, you can see the gap that I'm leaving for that score line that I have. And we're just going to close the bottom there. Again, we're going to real quick come in with our vintage photo. And we're just going to cover up the white, just tone her down just a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing here. And when I pop this open just a little bit, I'm able to get my dauber in there. And you can see it just covers it up ever so nicely. And I'll be able to get a smaller one in there also. I always forget to do those things in the beginning. It's just a habit. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to add our glue. And I'm going to add this, I'm going to add it towards the front. Again, leaving that gap. Don't go over your score line. Fold it over and then just make sure it's even. And we're going to press. Press, 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 press. Again, this is going to be on our page, so I'm not worried about that. If I was, I would grab some of our papers and just put that down there. Because our base pages are going to be wider. Again, this here measures about 4 1/4, just over. Our base pages are going to be out to 5 1/2. At least, and then 7 1/2 inches tall. So these are going to be just sitting in the center of our pages. I'm going to flip that out, and I'm going to start with the center one. I'm going to make that one my center, and I'm going to put glue on the 3 sides. And I'm going to set this one all the way down at the bottom. And again, if I have to trim, I will trim. So I'm just going to trim that off. And I'm going to take our bottom piece, put glue on 3 sides, and I'm going to put that down onto the bottom, again lining everything up. And I made a boo-boo because you don't want to not be able to tuck that in. So we're going to get glue on this one on the 3 sides. Mistakes are fine. They're fun opportunities. I'm going to lift that piece back up and we're going to get this settled right in there. And Make sure that side is even. And then that should hold down now as well. So I'm going to look here, and I just have to take off a smidge. And I'm just cutting along the edge of that base. It's an awesome guide. So now we have our 3 pockets. We have one here, here, and we have one here. And we have our flip out there. And we can put something small here. Probably a little smaller. Let's see. Let's try this one. There we go. And again, if it's tall enough, you know, it's gonna poke out that top. I love it when things come out the side and come out the top and all of that fun goodness. Now, again, when we put this on our page, this file folder is going to sit in there, so you're going to glue the 3 sides. But what I also want to do, because we have width, we have 3/4 of an inch between our hinged pages. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set these aside real quick, is I want to create it to be an accordion. I want to bump that up. So I have 2 pieces here of craft cardstock that measure 3 3/4 by 2 inches, and I'm going to score along the 2-inch side at every 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch, inch, 1 1/2 on each one. So again, along the 2-inch side along the top, we're going to go 1/2 inch, inch, 1 1/2 inch. And we are going to accordion fold. So we're just going to keep flip-flopping our pieces, and we're going to crease them down. We want strong creases, and we're going to do the same with this. Okay, so you have either an M or a W, and I actually want it to be the W. So I want it to go on either side. So I'm going to flip this like this, and I'm going to take our glue, and you want a nice amount. And I want the W facing that way. And I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put it more so on the top, towards the top. Maybe like 1/8 of an inch down from that top. But I'm going to put that to the edge. And I'm really going to press that down, make sure that dries. All right, and then this, we're going to leave that alone right now so you can see what that looks like. So the W is facing out. You want to hold the edge so that you see the W. I hope I'm explaining that. And you want to do the same thing. So here I have the W facing that way, and I'm going to put it down here as well. And yep, I put that on the wrong edge. So we're going to tear this up. See, we leave everything in. And we have to tear this up. We can't leave that there. Okay, we've saved that. So we're gonna do this again because this is going to be on the inside. I know this is going to be on a left side page. And yes, I am definitely a liquid adhesive person. And again, I want the W facing out. So I'm going to come towards the bottom about an eighth of an inch up. And I'm going to take that to the edge again. There we go. And we're going to press that in again. And no worries, no one's going to see this. We're all good. Because when we put this in, it's going to be on the left-hand side. So it's going to rock itself up this way. I want it to come up this way. This is going to be down onto the edge. And we're going to do the same thing here. Again, the W, this mountain here is going to be pointing out. Now, I could have easily just let it stay where it was, but I was determined. And the same thing, we're going to bring this down about an eighth of an inch, and we're going to put that piece towards the edge, and we're just going to make sure that is really pressed down. All right, so now we have our accordions set. So again, when we put this in our book on our page, it's going to be completely adhered down here, and then this is going to be able to expand a little bit. So, or vice versa, it's going to be down here, and then this is going to expand just a little bit, and we'll have a special closure. And what's great is this will sit in there as well, and you can put another one. We can put a tag if we wanted to. So we can really fill up that envelope now that it is an accordion style envelope. But again, it'll just expand. I can't show you because I don't have it on a paste, but you'll be able to see that. And we're just going to keep those just like that. Hopefully I remember that it's, you know, got to go here. So I have this folded. I'm going to let that stay like that. This I'm going to turn into a closed tag. So I'm going to add my glue just along the edge. Hold that down. Again, add the pressure. So that's going to be one of our tags. And then this, I want to keep this like this. I'm going to turn this into a book, a little journaling book. I love that. That's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And you can go either way. So I'm going to leave that like that. This is a nice journaling card, and we have a tag, and we have a tag. Beautiful card here. So let's put some of our pieces in and do a little bit of decorating. I want that to be the star. I'll put her here. And then we have, oh, that's beautiful. We have that there. And this. And that. So many pretty things. All right, and this, I think I'm going to put this, if that'll fit, yes. That will fit. We're going to put that there. And I think what I'm actually going to do, I want to shorten that pocket because I really want that to sit just like that. So to shorten our pockets, we can do something very, very simple. if it's like an afterthought, like this is. So I closed it up thinking, yep, that's what I'm looking for, yada, 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 because that's what we do. And what I'm going to do, I love the Let It Snow and these two things together. I'm going to take a stapler and I'm going to come right up, making sure I'm away from that fold, and I'm going to come up I'm going to open that like that because that would be easier. And I'm just going to simply put a staple right there. And now that is not going to go lower than where that staple is. Now, yes, we have a staple over here, and that's okay because I can take that and cover it. So many options that you have. And I'm going to take, let's look at our words here. I really love the hope. I'm going to add the hope down below, and I'm going to extend it. And then I'm going to take my number and I'm going to add that right on top. So see, we can hide things. And I'm going to push down. All right, we have that. Love it. Okay. Just going to crease down on that, make sure I've got a good fold. All right, so we have that. And I think I'm just going to add a little decoration here. I'm going to save that. You know what? I'm not going to decorate that. I'm going to save these. I'm going to push those aside. And that's where I'm going to leave packet number 2. I'll just put this up in here so I don't lose that. And you can decorate. I saw that Anna, she put a decorative punch on the top of one, which I thought was really cool. We'll figure out how we'll close this. We'll put something going across. And then our pieces here will be tucked inside of this accordion envelope. So that's how this page will look. All right, so that's packet 1 and packet 2 for our series here, where we're marrying 2 concepts, a hardbound album along with our vintage style journal pages. So I do hope you're enjoying this so far. Any questions, let those down below. And again, I will have everything for Anna and Pink Monarch Prints linked down below, so that you can check her shop out. Remember, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, make sure you hit the bell, because again, you'll be notified as these videos come out, if I haven't already put them all out in one day. But guys, enjoy, try new things, look at something and say, you know what, I want it to do this, or I want it to do that, or I'm looking for it to work this way. Paper is perfect for that. but always enjoy the process. And most of all, always be creative. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Till then.